Hey there, welcome back to the Sims resource. Today we're going to be doing a ski cabin speed build, and this is going to be part one. I actually initially planned for this video to be a one-part build, except I built for like an hour and a half. This is about an hour and a half of building sped up, and let me tell you, it is only half done. So get excited for part two. Should be coming in a couple weeks. But yeah, I wanted to build a ski cabin because I've done a couple builds recently, and it's winter, and I was just feeling in that kind of wintry mood, and so I went to Granite Falls and I started this build, and hopefully when it's done I can fast forward to get it to winter because it is not snowy, and that's fine to build in. I prefer building in the not snowy, but it's gonna look way better in the snow. That's what ski cabins are meant for. I considered building this in the world from Snowy Escape, but honestly, Granite Falls is like a vacation world, and that was kind of my thought process here. I know you can vacation in every world now, but I don't know. I actually am really happy with how this base turned out, like the actual shape of the house. I had more fun with it than I usually do, I guess, is the way I would put it. Like, it was just pretty simple for me to figure out, which it almost never is. I don't know. It might be too much, but I liked how it's kind of got like a funky shape. There's a lot going on with the roofs. And yeah, so I'm starting with these wallpapers from Seasons. It's wood siding because it's a cabin, and then there's some rock on the bottom. I just really felt like that was the look, and I found that most cabins, when I was looking at inspiration photos, tend to have black accents, black doors, black roofs, and so I just went with that. Interior, I may end up changing some of that. I started putting in black, but as I was taking a pause at the halfway point for the build, I was kind of noticing that maybe I didn't like it as much as I thought, so we'll see. But in the meantime, here I am. I'm just starting to work out a floor plan, or at least where the stairs are going to go. That's like basically the most important thing you can do. If you're building a 2-level build, you got to figure out where the stairs are going to go. I ended up putting them, I thought they were going to be in the entryway, and they're not. And when I come back to the build, maybe I'll change that, but at least initially this was the way I did it. And I like it. I think it's I think it works well enough when it comes to like flow, but it's hard to tell. It's not always the move. You can tell I just took a pause there to think, because I was like, I don't know where this is gonna go. And now I'm just trying to divide it up into bedrooms. I always have problems with this, because I'm always like, oh, I want to have a bathroom. I ended up making a Jack and Jill bathroom, a shared one. One day I'll figure out how to build an upstairs that has enough space for a master bedroom, and it has enough space for a master bedroom with a bathroom, but that day is not today. I don't know. It's something about, I always end up making my upstairs smaller than the downstairs, and I think it's because I think it looks nicer to have it a little bit smaller, and it does, but I don't know. Maybe out the back I could probably make it the same size. I think I just like how it looks from the front, and it's hard because in real life, like, you don't really look at the back of someone's house in the way that you would in The Sims. But in The Sims, like, because you're constantly moving around the house to play, it's just really easy to be like, well, every side of the house has to look perfect. When in real life, a lot of houses look super weird from the side and from the back. Seriously, like, if you're on a walk, like, look at the sides of houses. They're never as, like, nice looking as they are in The Sims, because you just simply aren't looking at the sides of houses in real life. Anyway. Here I am. I'm just putting in all the windows. I pretty much use these season windows in every single build, and I stand by that choice. That pack is several years old now, and it is still my #1 pack for this game. I think it just is my favorite. I love everything about it. Shout out to you, Seasons. You are my favorite expansion pack. Anyway, yeah, these windows are great. They're super, super versatile. You can basically use them in any type of build. That is a CC door, because for whatever reason I haven't been able to find any like porch doors or like backyard doors in the game that don't just look like the store doors, because like those are basically the only glass doors you can get, or the ones from Get to Work that are like meant to be for restaurants or like retail. So I had to get some CC ones, and I wasn't mad about that because I think these are cuter anyway. Here I am trying to figure out the downstairs floor plan. I ended up doing some more division because I wanted to put a bedroom in the downstairs, but honestly, it's kind of hard. It's a weird shaped room, and it's hard to be like, where do I draw the line in terms of like just getting rid of the bedroom and doing something else, essentially, because it's so small, and I was like, oh, I'll just make it like a small bedroom, but I really wanted to put like a window seat there. That's why there's like the diagonal walls. But it's just not giving what I wanted it to be giving. But now it's too late because I think the house looks nice from the outside with it. So I guess we're just going to have to figure out. We're going to have to innovate and girl boss it until we can figure out what the heck I'm going to do with that room. In the meantime, here I am just doing a bathroom. I try to do bathrooms first if I'm feeling kind of like not sure about the rest of the build, because I find that bathrooms are pretty simple in terms of what you're going to do with them and how you're going to use them. So pro tip, if you're working on a build and you're getting a little bit tired, do a bathroom. Easy win. Unless you're trying to do something really fancy, in which case it won't be an easy win and you may get a little bit frustrated. Okay, so here's the kitchen. I was going to put an island and then I wasn't really sure. I ended up using one of the built-in ovens, and also putting up some cabinets. I don't always put up cabinets, but I thought it looked kind of nice in this build, especially because it's supposed to be like a ski cabin. You know, just lots of room for things. And I ended up actually adding in some islands, except they're just facing the outside. I don't know. I couldn't really fit stools, but I wanted it to be a little bit of an overhang, so like, you know, if you're coming in from the slopes, then you can walk right in and grab a snack from the counter. Or a pizza, or, you know, whatever's been cooked. And now I'm just adding some clutter. I live for clutter. Clutter is probably my favorite category of object in this game. If you've seen any of my builds, you probably know this. If I could skip all the hard parts of building and just do clutter for like an hour, I would do that. That's not how it works, but God, if I could, I would do it. Alright, see, here's my problem. You can see I'm like, what do I do with this room? I ended up just kind of having a placeholder bed in there, but for right now, I'm kind of futzing with it, being like, oh, the window seat's a little bit too big, and it looks weird if there's a bed next to the window seat. We'll see what I figure out. I don't really know. Maybe I'll find like a combo window seat bed if I search for one long enough. If I could make CC, maybe I could do that, but I'm not skilled in that way. I can't do 3D modeling. Anyway. We're upstairs now. I'm working on a kid's room. I love having a kid's room with bunks. I think I got inspired by like one of the old HGTV dream homes was a ski house, and it had a kid's room with like built-in bunks, like built into the walls, and I thought they were so awesome. So I wanted to kind of pay homage to that. And then I wanted to like bring the wood paneling from the outside in. Ooh, excuse me, I had a big yawn. I wanted to bring in the wood paneling from the outside, except I actually found that it made the room really dark and I didn't like it, so I ended up repapering it with this recolor of a kid's wallpaper that makes it a little bit more neutral, a little bit easier to style around, because I find that the version that comes in-game is a little bit too much for a lot of rooms, but the neutral version of the white and gray is kind of perfect just to use wherever. I added in a couple toys, and now we're moving back downstairs, just figuring out what kind of flooring I wanted to use for the hallway and the bedrooms. And then just trying to figure out what kind of floor plan I'd be doing. Oh, I forgot, I did something in the upstairs hallway. There's a little nook, and so I wanted to put in a desk, you know, just somewhere to use a computer. I ended up taking the computer out because I figured that this is like a rental space. Like, you know, you bring your computer with you when you're on vacation. You don't get a computer there, or at least you don't most of the time, so. I also just wanted to add a little chair to this little corner of the hallway. Maybe a small bookshelf if I can find one small enough when I'm TC shopping, but not sure yet. A lot of them are way, way, way too big, so couldn't do that. And then I also added a coat rack and a little table for keys. Little bowl on top to hold the keys. Because I feel like that's something that I really like to put in all my entrances. It's just like, you know, a spot to drop your stuff, because otherwise it's just going to end up everywhere else in the house, and that is not what I like. I also hung up some pieces of art. This actually, this entryway turned out better than I thought it would, so happy about that. I had such a time trying to figure out what kind of dining table I wanted and like what kind of dining table I was like not feeling. I basically ended up trying every like 6-person dining table I could find in the catalog with a couple different types of chairs, and ultimately I think I didn't even end up putting one in the build yet, because I was just like frustrated and confused. Because I wanted to do a wood dining table, but then I was like, okay, but the like accents in the house are all black, and the wood doesn't really match the black with all these different shades, and that was frustrating. And then I like couldn't really figure out like what I wanted. I tried a black table. I didn't really like the black table either. I thought it was too dark. I ended up changing the wallpaper a little bit to make it a darker shade of brown because I just liked it better. Yep, there it is. I stand by that decision. I'm happy I did that because I like the darker paneling with the white. Then I just gave up and moved on to another part of the room. I tried to do these nooks, but this corner has a lot of windows, and I didn't really want to put a big bookshelf right in that corner. So finally I just moved over here and started putting in a little TV area. And just kind of thought about like what I wanted for a couch. Also struggled with color here because like I wanted it to feel warm and inviting, and I thought too much color could skew a little bit too modern. I ended up going with, I think, light blue because I found the couch from Eco Lifestyle, or not the couch, the love seat, the armchair from Eco Lifestyle. Can you tell I've been building for like an hour and a half? And I liked the blue accents, so I just added this couch in. It also has blue accents, and then also had the chair with the bookshelf. I thought it felt like a cozy little area. And then I actually doubled over a square rug. I haven't done that yet, but I'm also just adding clutter to this bookshelf because a full bookshelf just feels better to me. So now I'm just adding in some rugs to make the space feel like its own little area. I'm not sure if I like having two of them there, but I guess we'll see what I want to do. And yeah, that has been it for this build. I really hope you liked it, and I will see you in part 2. Bye!